Welcome. It's a new day, another episode. Welcome. Hi. Welcome, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, guys. Oops, if you joined like a few minutes ago, a few seconds ago, I don't know what happened, but I had to start all over again. But welcome everyone. How you doing? How was your day? Let me see. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another episode of New Mom Diaries. Just going to quickly pin that there, so anyone joining would know what we're talking about today. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Okay. So we're just gonna hold on for like next 3 minutes, and I would be adding my guest of the day. So while we're waiting for that to happen, welcome again. I said I hope you guys had a great day. Hope you had a great week so far, and I'm sure you guys are ready for the weekend to unwind. So what better way to start by joining New Mom Diaries. So for those who this is your first time on the show, or you have not heard about this today or before, the show is called New Mom Diaries. So on here we just talk about life as a new mom, basically, and I'm not just going to be by myself. I'm going to be bringing on new moms, OG moms, people that have been moms for a while. I'm going to be bringing on medical professionals in this field, so gynecologists, psychologists, hi Shola, and midwives, just to talk about this, so that way we can have more knowledge about everything that happens before, during, and it's not like it's going to end anyways, but yeah, everything that happens in becoming a mom. So that's what the show is about, basically. So yeah, we have had 2 episodes already. This is the 3rd episode, and we're going to be talking about balancing mom life and career and family. So this is something that I know a lot of people tend to struggle with, or this is a fear of a lot of people when they get pregnant, or when they're considering becoming moms or parents. They're just like, oh, when I become a mom, how am I going to be able to take care of the baby and still go to work, or manage my business, or even maintain my family as a whole? So this is a struggle, and I personally, I must say, is not easy, and this is a phase that I'm still going through. So I'm very excited for this episode today, and we're having a wonderful, exceptional woman, Toasting. I know a few of you here that follow her will know who I'm talking about, but for those who don't know, I'll be introducing her shortly. I'll just leave her to introduce herself. I'm sure you. So just stay tuned, and please feel free to share this with your friends and family to join in, because this is going to be very educational and impactful. Okay, so with no further ado, I'm just going to quickly add Toasting. Request her to join in, and while we're waiting for her, wait for other people to join in, hopefully. So I'll send that off now, so we just wait 1 second. Let me see. So yeah, the last few episodes, oh, Toasting's here. We're quick.
I'm watching you on my
computer. I told you guys, she's very efficient.
I'm watching you on my computer.
Okay, that's good. Welcome, Toast.
Does it notify my audience? I think it does, yeah.
Yes, you did. I did. Thank you. So, yeah, we're going to start. Well, before we go into it, I can see that more people are joining in. Thank you so much for taking our time to be here today. The topic of today is, first of all, this is New Mom Diaries. If this is your first time here, and on this series, we just talk about everything about you being a new mom, from managing new mom life, your career, your business, pregnancy, everything that comes with the package. So for the last 2 episodes, I will feel free to catch up on that on my IGTV. But today we're going to be talking about balancing new mom life and career and family. So this is a very, very important topic that I know a lot of people would want to hear about, because it's not really easy being a new mom and having to still manage your career as a whole. So that's why we have the beautiful Tosi here today. So you already know her, but please, Tosi, for those who don't know you, can you take your time? And when I say take your time, list out everything or that. give them everything that you do, please.
Hi everyone, Amaka's audience or Maki's audience. My name is Kim. I'm a new mom. I'm based in Glasgow, Scotland, and I'm an entrepreneur. I run a beauty supply business in Nigeria and also here in the UK more recently.
Yeah.
I do YouTube on the side. I also I do YouTube. I design websites. I work as a web developer on the side as well, and I also consult for small businesses. So that's me,
guys. Did you hear all that?
No.
So please, she's a new mom and she's doing all this. I'm not trying to give you guys
I'm not new anymore.
I'm here. I brought her here to encourage you guys that this is actually possible. Okay, you becoming a mom or thinking of becoming a mom does not mean it's the end of your life. Like, it's, if anything, I believe that it encourages you to even do better than you were doing before you became a mom. But let's leave that. So I'm just going to get into today's topic. Before we start asking, because I just want to give our audience an overview. For those who do not follow you and want to know more, I just want to find out, how was pregnancy and delivery for you? Just give us a brief overview.
Pregnancy was it was so beautiful for me. Maybe because it was during the pandemic and I wasn't going out. I was well fed. I was looking nice. I didn't gain so much weight. So that was great. But the delivery, delivery was, anyway, we thank God, we have a healthy baby, but the delivery was something, man. It was about, if I recall, over 12 hours of intense labor. It was a handful. It was so painful for me. Then I think, let me backtrack a bit. I think the reason why it was painful was because I think a day before my due, she came on her due, by the way. A day before my due date, I noticed reduced fetal movements. So it wasn't as much. So I'd gone to the hospital and the doctor was like, since tomorrw is your due date already, instead of, taking any chance, just come in tomorrow and then we'll induce you. I was like, okay. And then I went to the hospital the next day. They put in the tablets. Everything was fine. I was like, oh, it's not even bad. 3 hours later, it felt like my work was about to end. It was, well, I always tell people, when they say from a scale of 1 to 10, how painful was it? I think mine was like a 50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was, boy, thank God, she came healthy like 11 hours later. So.
Wow. That's nice. And it's a beautiful thing in the long run. I know.
You know how they tell you that when you have the baby, you forget the pain? It's not true. I didn't forget the pain. I remember everything. Now, in my affair, the way, but then I remember.
That's why I used to tell my sister. Because my sister was like, "Oh, don't worry. By the time you see the baby, you forget." I'm like, "Bruh, nah, that's not happening."
No, but don't be scared. People have really pleasant experiences. That's
the thing. That's another thing. And like the last episode we had, I had my friend over. Her name is Judith, and she shared her experience. Hers was, she was giving her experience. She didn't push. Her baby came out. Literally, her baby came out when she was rubbing lip balm. So the thing is, that's what I always tell, before I even start this show, I always put out a disclaimer there saying, I'm not here, this program is not here to scare anyone. It's actually here to encourage you and educate you and to share the good, the bad, and the ugly of the whole experience, because it's not all time rosy. But when the baby comes, yes, it's a beautiful thing. Or even that is another stage of, but it's, in the long run, we're learning, okay? And that's the whole point of this. So how was the first few weeks with a newborn for you? Because I know you gave birth in the peak of COVID lockdown. I think that was like June. So that was when I think we're still in lockdown in the UK. So I know that was, and you couldn't have had like mom come over from Nigeria and things. So how was that for you?
I would say that the first 2 days was beautiful. I think I had not still comprehended that I'm a mom, my baby's here. I think the first 2 days.
Yeah.
As soon as I came back home, oh my God. The reality is, like, Then you know how babies now, like they'll start showing you different things. I think first
Yeah.
rash, then she wasn't, her eye was closing, and then all sorts of things. They'll tell you, okay,
Started
put
happening.
breast milk, and then also the breastfeeding part as well. Like my breast milk flowed, I think maybe from maybe the first day actually, or even the second day, it started flowing. But after a while, it got engorged. It was really hard.
Painful.
It was really painful and difficult. Then I slept nights as well. Just adjusting to the new routine. You know how people think that is just a newborn baby, but they don't sleep more than 2 hours at a time when they just.
Yeah.
So that means every 2 hours
It's
is
a
an
constant, yes.
as an adult, and then someone wakes you up 1 hour. It's really challenging. But I just thank God. I had support of my husband. My brother also came in to join us,
Yeah.
which we'll still get to, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, the first few weeks before I got a hang of my routine, it was quite challenging, but it wasn't terrible. I wouldn't say it was terrible.
That's good. That's good. I think as much as obviously I gave birth this year, we're not in a lockdown, but travel was still very restricted here and there. And my mom couldn't come too. At least my mom got here when baby was 4 months.
Oh, wow.
So I would say it was pretty much the same. It was just me and my husband for the first few months, and like you said, when the baby comes out, you're all overjoyed. You're like, oh, little one. And then the little one begins to show you his true colors. But in the long run, it's still a beautiful thing. As much as you have days when you want to pull out your hair, you still look at that smile. That gumlet toothless smile.
So babies don't start smiling from the womb. It takes a while.
My love, my baby was smiling. I wish I could actually put a picture for you guys. My baby came out smiling. I'm not even joking. while we're talking, I'm actually going to see if I think I should be able to pin that somewhere, but I would try to see if I can add that for you guys. My baby actually smiled, which was.
I wasn't smiling. I was waiting for the reward.
It is well. So but yeah, so I know that I know before, but at least I know that because we're friends. So I know you were working. So did you? I don't know if you're still with that job. Did you have to take your maternity leave early, or what happened like within that phase for you?
That job wasn't even. I wouldn't even call it a job. I'll call it an opportunity.
Oh, okay.
Term opportunity. It wasn't like something that I was going to do full time. So immediately I found out that I was pregnant. Someone had COVID in the office. It was just, I just said, you know what? Thank you for the opportunity. I've learned a lot. I've added value to the best of my capacity. And I said it was getting really, really, really challenging juggling.
Yeah.
So many, and this was also the time I was working on the UK business as well,
Yes.
pregnant and stuff. So I rounded up what I was doing there, and I just decided to stay home and work from home. So that's like 9 to 5 life. But nonetheless, being an entrepreneur, I work. As I'm talking to you,
you're still exactly.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to get that out because I knew that I knew that's because I found out I knew about that, but I knew you were working at some point. So I just wanted to know because I know you're still doing your business and all, but just wanted to ask that question. But so before you got pregnant, like, did you have any preconceived notion or ideas about pregnancy? Any phobias? Something that you were like, oh, this is kind of put you off about the idea of becoming a mom?
I would say put me off. I would say that because literally, I would say out of all my friends, maybe I'm maybe the second to the last that's having a baby. A lot of my moms of 3, 2, So everyone always comes with their own experiences, with their own opinions, which is even something I take on board. If you call me now and tell me that you're pregnant, I just wish you all the best. If you don't ask me, I don't say.
You don't say.
Because you know people's personalities, and sometimes you might mean well, but it might come off as you're inflicting fear into them. So I would say that obviously I had a lot of I don't even want to start talking about all of that. A lot of, I would say, experiences that people had that they were not trying to scare me. But for me, the way I function in my life is that I try to block out anything that would make me fearful. And as at that time, I was actually reading a book that I'm sure we all know the book, Supernatural Birth.
Oh yeah.
That book, just to encourage myself. And I would even still say, even during the labor, that book still came in handy because, people go into labor for hours and they die, So
Mm-hmm.
I thank God that I'm alive and the baby is okay. But I would say that, I didn't really have any fears. The only thing I think I was just thinking about is that, hey, something is actually going to come out of me. And obviously, someone that I would say that I would even say the last 10 years of my life, since, let me say, living in university, I've been actively, watching my weight. I've not gained so much. I've just maintained my stature. So that's some of the concerns were that I would not have stretch marks all over my stomach. over my breast. You know, all those concerns were there, but I've not had to deal with them.
Nothing, yeah. That's really good on your part, I would say, because you get, like, for the first episode that we had just about new mom, and some people were asking some questions, said that they have some like preconceived fears and they're still dealing with it right now, and some of them are actually like about to get married, some are already married, and
Right.
they're like in the, so you know, which is normal. It is, like I tell people, I said this, no one is ever like 100% ready. I think it's the same thing with marriage. No one, I might tell you, oh, I'm ready for marriage, but no one is actually 100% ready for marriage, because you actually don't know what you're getting into. As much as you've read or you've heard from people, you don't actually know until you actually get into it, you know. So that's, it's like you're getting a certificate for a program you have not even started, you've not even experienced, you know, you're already being certified for it. So, and that's the same thing with being a mom. You hear, or maybe you might take care of your friends' kids or your sisters or your siblings, but it's not the same, because you know when you're taking care of them, it's like, I know that after 2 hours you're back to your mother. Just come and take your child. But now, if the baby is crying, you're angry, you're pissed, you're there. Like, it's a full-time job. It's forever. You know, it never ends. Well, not to scare you guys, like I said, it's still a beautiful thing, and that's why we're having this, to share our experiences, so you guys can learn and be aware of the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay, so I think we're kind of giving like the surface, so we'll get back into more questions about pregnancy. Well, to the main, you know, of today, balancing your career with baby. And we already spoke about the fact that you had to, when you found out that you were pregnant, because of COVID and safety and all that, you told them that thanks for the opportunity and you left, which is good. At least you had that. Mine was a very different situation altogether. I'm sure I told you someone had COVID and it was just a different whole ball game. But like I said, yours, I know that you, apart from the fact that you had your 9 to 5, you are an entrepreneur and you have been running a business in Nigeria even before you moved to the UK, and you still maintain that. So it's something that you were doing while still doing 9 to 5, and you were pregnant. So how was that for you? And again, you mentioned that was with the period when you even started trying to bring start up the UK brand. So how was that easy? How was that for you, managing 9 to 5 business here in Nigeria and still being pregnant? Because I know being pregnant in itself is a lot. So adding all those things to it is extra, you know?
A couple of things is like, I would say, I mean, I'm the only girl of my parents, but I have friends that are younger than me, and I call them like my sisters. And I always tell them that, you know, marriage is beautiful, being a mom is beautiful, but there's nothing more beautiful as individuality, like knowing what you want for yourself almost every time in your life, because that's the only thing that will keep you going. It's very easy to say, you know what, I'm married now, my husband's not doing bad, you know, I mean, speaking from where we're coming from,
oh yeah,
I can just take the year off. No, nothing. I mean, you're probably even living better than you were, you know, if your husband or wherever your spouse is tendering for you. But I think for me personally, I have a strong sense of, well, I would just still call it individuality. This is what I want for myself, not because I'm a mom. No, I always tell my husband that I'm first a child of God. I am first myself before I'm a mom.
Exactly.
So in as much as I love being a mom and I love being a wife, and even when I was pregnant, I still try to not make my world revolve around the pregnancy. No, it's such a beautiful experience. And I feel like, you know, because of all the attention you get then as a new mom, the doctors, your parents, they're calling everything, it's very easy to go into that phase of, let me just be complacent. I'm pregnant. But I also saw it as a period of, as you said in the beginning of the call, it even makes me even start thinking even more. If I was thinking at a level 100 before, I took it a notch up. Like, you know what, Tosin, you're bringing another life into the world. It's time for you to be more responsible, in quotes. All the dreams I wanted to have, it doesn't get easier. That's one thing I know.
Definitely.
It's more challenging. So I just felt like in that period, I just needed to just do what I needed to do ASAP. You know, I always say that I'm grateful that, I mean, I think I was married for 3 years before my baby came.
Yeah.
But I say that I'm grateful that I was even able to achieve a lot of things, because I tell my friends that are single now, or they're married but they don't have kids, that everything you want to do, don't procrastinate. Just get and do it. Because as I said, it doesn't get easier. I mean, managing it while I was pregnant, we had time because everyone was on lockdown. So I was able to manage my time more effectively. Things that maybe I would have gone out to do, I couldn't go out.
Yeah, so there was more time.
Perfectly by just working, and I gave myself strict deadlines, like get this thing done before your second trimester. And also that period I learned to delegate a lot. As I said, like I got more hands, get a virtual assistant. If your work is that busy, get a staff. Paying somebody, if your business is doing well, you should be able to pay somebody.
Pay someone.
So don't be so stingy to yourself at the detriment of your effectiveness, you know. So I started I would say started just delegating even more. I started putting out my thoughts even more. The things that maybe before I'll be like, I'll do it because I know I'll do it. Now that I'm pregnant, there's something like pregnancy brain.
Oh.
For mine, you know, I started taking advantage of like my computer, my reminders, my Alexa. Alexa reminds me every morning to take my vitamins. I don't need to start, you know, getting upset with myself.
Yeah.
Vitamins, you know, just as I said, delegating and, you know, asking for help. That really helps me to just manage my time effectively as well. And also, as in speaking to people that I see them doing what I want to do. So it really, really helped in that period. So I'll just leave it at that.
That's good. I was actually, you know, you kind of answered the next question I was coming for in regards to what I asked in between, but I'll still like just elaborate on that, or at least ask the question so you can still give 1 or 2 pointers. So, you know, all these things I mentioned, because one thing I always say is pregnancy in itself comes with its own package, okay? Especially as a first mom, that anxiety will always kick in, regardless, no matter how much you think you're ready, or you think you're reading, or you're hearing stuff. That fear of, oh my God, I hope baby's okay. I hope I'm eating the right thing. I hope I'll make it to full term. You know, and you're checking online, and Google is not actually. Google is your friend, but at the same time, it's actually your enemy, because you type on Google for one question, and Google is giving you like 50 other things that you're not ready to even receive at that point in time, which doesn't even help your mental state. So all these things in itself, and still managing these other things in terms of your business, did that affect your mental health in it? Like you said, you kind of, like I said, you already answered it, because you said you learned to delegate. So you were not like, you know, feeling like everything was not on you. So that in itself, I would have said, would have helped. But apart from that, did you at any point, were there days when you just felt like, oh my God, this is too much because of the pregnancy? Because I know that with pregnancy, the hormones begin to creep in. So even if you're doing something very well, that hormone alone can actually start making you think that, God, there's something I'm missing. So did you ever have any days like that?
I mean, obviously, you know, in this country, they love labels. So you go for your antenatal and what, I get a lot of that because there was COVID. So I think I probably had only 3 scans. I didn't even have antenatal classes or anything. But I've gone one time, you know, when you're looking, in fact, I think that morning, I even went to the store with my husband. The lady was like, you're glowing. I was just smiling. Oh yeah, no. I went to the hospital, and then the woman was just like, oh, she was checking the heartbeat. She was like, the rhythm, like it's not, you know how the heartbeat goes.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That's what, maybe like the baby was having hiccups.
Oh wow.
Part of that appointment in tears, not because what she said wasn't manageable. I was just overwhelmed. Like, I don't need this right now in my life.
Exactly. You didn't go there with the idea of hearing something. Do you understand?
You know, as I said, it was during COVID. They don't let my husband come in. He just waits in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
I was walking towards the car, and he saw me bawling my eyes out. And he was like, he just came out of the car like, oh, and I told him, he was like, relax. I'm like, I'm actually fine. But I think I just needed to just express that. And he said, I think for me, where the hormones played in, wasn't even being too, like, worried. It was more things that normally I'll just be like, you know what, listen, it's okay, calm down. You go home. Because of all the hormones, I'm like, I need to cry first. So I cried that day so much, and I got to the car. And then, of course, as a person of faith, and then we prayed about it, and I felt it. But I would say, obviously, that's one occasion that I vividly, you know, remember. Any other thing also, I would say, my husband is from a medical background, so I didn't have too much anxiety or worries, anything I wasn't sure about. Instead of, you know, just going to Google, I'll just ask him. And think about it, maybe go and check whatever I want to check, and then they will just explain. So I didn't have all those medical anxieties. But I would say generally, as I said, maybe because we're home, I was chilled. I was in a relaxed state of mind. My BP
That's
was
good.
high.
That's why Ari is very, you know. You know, I always tell people.
I wasn't going anywhere.
That's the thing. I always tell people that as much as COVID came with its everything, it's not the best of situation, but it had its advantages, if I should use that word, because it made people realize things that they could actually do that they never thought they could do. Especially a lot of people open businesses that they never even thought they would open. Do you know, there were the upsides to it, and I think I got pregnant. For me, I got pregnant towards the end of the second lockdown, but we still entered third and fourth lockdown in the UK. So I kind of experienced what you did. So yeah, you're not going out. So even if you know that, oh, there's this fear of COVID, you're not going anywhere. You're resting. Wake up in the morning, it's like eat, sleep, work, do what you have to do. So there was enough time. So it was just left for you to actually find, delegate in the right way, like you said. So which was really good. I would say there's, in every bad situation, there's always an upside, I was going. So it's good. So I was going to ask, so when you actually, because I know it was after, I think baby was already almost, I don't know how many months. How many months was she when you actually opened? Because it was early, was it early this year or last year you opened, launched the UK site?
Oh, I gave birth, I think.
You gave birth in June last year.
I'm trying to calculate.
You gave birth in June last year, but I mean, like, the UK website.
That's officially in February.
And I knew it was this year.
Well, all of the time where I gave birth, in fact, I carried my laptop to the hospital. As soon as I gave birth to the baby and I was back in my room with other women, I continued. In fact, my staff in Lagos did not even know I was pregnant. So I just said, okay, good morning, guys. The baby's here. They're like, what baby?
Where did the baby come from?
They're like, oh my God, Ma, you sure? Let me see you. I'm like, well, and as I said, and you see, that's another thing. People are different. Some people, the way they cope through, pregnancies, by sharing their joys. I'm a very, as much as I'm out there, I'm very introverted. Like, I like to keep my personal life to myself. And I would say I didn't share anything about my pregnancy until the baby came.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't, even like a lot of my family relatives did not know besides my close-knit family. So I would say that also helped as well. Sometimes when a lot of people know, they'll be messaging you, I had a dream.
It's adding to your anxiety that you don't even need. Like,
I don't want to know your dream. I don't want to know. Just, they'll tell you, just to see your nose. I don't know. Girl.
Do you understand?
So I'm really also grateful that, I was able to contain my joy. I think that's the word I would like to use. Contain my joy within my household. And, just keep working, really. And as I said, not let it define like that. I mean, there's more beyond. Your kids are going to grow up and they're going to leave the house, So there's more to me than being a mom. So that's just how I've just been able to.
That's really good. I'm happy you actually did say that. And this is another thing I actually why I really wanted to have this conversation on this particular topic, because, a lot of people have that fear of, because right now they're career women, they have business, feel like, once they have a child, it will go, that will stop. I feel like it all comes down to you and what you want to do, your mindset, because in the long run, it's you that have to push yourself. You're the one that has to do what you have to do. No one is going to come and do any of these things for you. So I would say that you were, as much for me, yes, I don't like 9 to 5, but it's something that I had to do in order for me to save for the future plans I have for myself, right? So I've always had this push. I think a lot of ideas in my head right now. Now that I even had baby, I think there are even more coming, and I'm happy. Sometimes I think about it, I'm like, this is too much. Can I actually do it? But in the long run, you're the one that has to push yourself and do these things, because, like you said, children will grow up and leave you. It's going to be back to you and your husband, and and you also mentioned something about the husband being comfortable. Even if your husband is comfortable and can take care of you and even if you decide to have 5 kids. There's also this thing about having your own. Even it's not to prove to anybody, but it's for yourself, just that self-worth and I don't know, it gives you just some kind of confidence,
There's a word that I like to use, is like, just to be a productive member of society.
Exactly.
And I want to just address something before maybe we move on. When you said about, a lot of people have concerns that they're pursuing their business, their careers, and like maybe when they get married or when they have children, they might have to slow down. I can totally relate, because I already had my business in a really good place.
Yeah.
The whole country, and relocate because of my choice in spouse, But I would also say that in life, something's got to give at different phases of your life. There's a time where you will need to put your family first.
Of course.
Put your job first. As I said, it just depends. What works for Amaka is not going to work for Tissing.
Definitely.
Like, there are people that are in Nigeria now, or maybe we're in the UK, and they're able to have 2 nannies coming during the week. They have their moms, they have their dads. The velocity or the tenacity in which they'll be able to do their jobs, you cannot compare with me, where I'm the cook, I'm the cleaner, I'm everything. No matter how much supportive my husband is, but home where I don't have any extra support, someone that is just like me, that has like maybe 3 nannies, will obviously might be more productive.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I don't see that as a what would I call it, a deterrent. I even see it as it's like, 2 people that maybe say you go to the same university. One is coming from a wealthy home, one isn't. the one that isn't from a wealthy home is not going to I'm going to sit, I'm not going to work. That is supposed to propel you to even work harder.
Harder.
That's
Yeah.
how you don't have any help. Other people that are entrepreneurs like you, when I see them, looking at, I'm like, that must be nice. When the baby, me, my buggy, city center, it is what it is. I just see it as an opportunity. So when maybe people are sleeping, I take my laptop and I do my work. When it's time, this evening, I've done a lot of things. In fact, before you called, I was packing the orders for tomorrow. My brother has had to go to the post office to drop them because I'm on this. If I wasn't on this, call, and that's one part of things that's even keeping me in shape as well. So I think, I think it's just turning lemons into lemonade, as cliche as it sounds. And a lot of things that are cliche is because it's true. Just make the best of your scenario. That's what it's
good. Yeah, that's really, really good. So I want to say something. So I kind of answered most of it, but I just want to ask one more question. So we have always only been talking about balancing mom life and baby, right? So now we have hinted it here and there, but now how are you balancing baby, your business, and then your marriage? Because some people, as much as this is not something, some people are just concentrating on, oh my God, once I have a baby, it's my business. They forget that your marriage is still. I feel like some people actually tend to forget that because okay, when I went after I gave birth and I went, how I think the 6 weeks check. So I went in. So it was a Ghanaian, the midwife that saw us. So already when we entered, I already knew she was the chatty, so I used to crack joke kind of type. So when I was sitting down with my husband, she goes, oh, so she checked baby, everything was fine. She was like, oh, just giving advice that, oh, how is your mental health? That you should try to take walks, And then the next minute, now she's giving serious advice. The next minute, she just slides in there. It's like, that you and your husband, you guys should not turn to brother and sister.
Well, she's right though.
When she said it, I was like, wait, what? She was like, yeah. She was like, I said what I said. And I looked at my husband like, okay. And she was like, yeah, because a lot of you, the question she actually asked before she said that was, oh, I hope another baby is not, I hope you're not pregnant. Exactly, that's what she said. And I'm like, no. She was like, you'll be surprised. And it does actually happen to some people. Some people don't plan it, but they end up being pregnant.
After you have a baby, your mom.
Yes, exactly. So when she asked that question, so I was still trying to process what she said, and I'm like, oh God, this will not happen to me. And then the next minute she goes, oh, you and your brother, your husband should not turn to. And I'm like, wait, you're just advising me not to get pregnant, and then you're telling me and my husband should not turn to brother and sister in the house. But these things actually happen because before you know it, you're thinking of, oh, baby, and you forget that you actually have a husband, you actually have a marriage that still needs to be standing strong. If anything, you guys should even be stronger now, or even closer than anything, because like you said earlier, once the children grow up, they will go, and it will just be you and your husband. And if you're one that probably had 4 or 5 kids, you're just concentrating on school run, children have grown up, you notice that you and your husband actually become strangers, and you'd be surprised at how many marriages break up at this time. So what's your take on this, and how have you been able to handle these 3 things together?
What you said, the last line, something about school runs and all of that. I think there's the danger, or I would say, I would call it the danger, is that when you have a baby, there's a lot of routine. You wake up, you take the baby's bath, you do whatever it is. So it's a slippery slope that if you're not careful, you and your spouse will just get
lost in it. Yeah.
That you realize that, there's even no more spark in this marriage. Now, I'm not gonna, say that some people don't even have kids and the spark is gone.
Exactly.
But I think that, let me speak for myself, I don't like to speak for other people.
Exactly.
After the 6 week check, which is when you're able to wear your jeans and,
yes, no.
I even told my husband, I think one day I said to me that, my sister, I said, who's your sister? Who is your sister? So I think he was saying something for that. I have my sister. I'm like, no.
Don't start that, please.
So I think it's just making a conscious effort to just, oh dear, here they come. Making a conscious effort to just, keep your marriage, vibrant. And I think one thing that I would say that's really, really helped us is just activities that we do together.
Yeah.
Keeping them just, whatever it is, how you cannot leave the house without brushing your teeth. Let me speak for myself. Just have that mindset that these things that me and my spouse do together, come rain, come shine. we're going to keep doing it. And I think that really, really helps. And another thing, me and my husband, we spend a lot of time watching like documentaries together. When baby came, because of the lights, we'll be checking, oh, is it PG underscore? All those things. That's it, because of the babies and all of that. But we still find a way to just, even if she's there, we just cuddle her just to keep. It's even in those moments that you realize I actually really do love this person that I'm with.
Mm-hmm.
The baby that breaks some people actually causes some people to
get closer.
Also, I think that's that. And also, as cliche as it is, keeping your sex life vibrant, like consistently, the way it was before. I know that a lot of women, and I'm saying this because as a woman myself, sometimes I know that after having a child, it can go south, or even I've heard that some men too, once their wife have babies, it's like they lose all the. But I feel like put you guys self first. If there are issues, visit the hospital. Don't let it linger, because anything that it only gets worse when there's a space. You have to just again. So I'll tell you a minimum, and it doesn't need to. People might think that you guys must really do things that maybe activity, go and jump from river. No, you just might be taking walks. Just push the buggy, go around. We have like a really nice pathway behind our house, talking to one another very early in the morning, like 5 a.m. Once we're awake, you just talk. Just get to know each other. What else I would say that also, we go to church together. We enjoy that journey of just going to church together, coming back together. After church, we go. So I think that whatever rhythm works for your marriage, you might just want to. I said, I'm a baby in marriage, but I would say this is what works for me, as I said too.
Definitely. And that's why that's the whole idea of this, is to bring, no matter, no experience is lost or no knowledge is lost, basically. So even if you're saying you're a baby, but compared to me, you're my you're my organic. Do you understand? My marriage is we're just past 2 years, going to 3 years, and then baby is just 6 months. So you get, so just things that you have experienced that I'm yet to experience. So whatever you're saying now is knowledge and gold to somebody out there. Personally, for me, do you understand? And that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you here, because when you gave birth was when I was just 2 months later, I found out I was pregnant. So I know I used to watch your stories and stuff. So I actually really you're one of the people that actually when I go to when I was pregnant to give myself some ginger. So I was like, no, you're one person I definitely have to have here, because, and I'm sure your audience already know you. And that's why I wanted to introduce you to my audience, so that you guys actually know that she is, not to bust your brain or anything, or not hyping you, but it's the truth. Like, I really learned from her. I really learned from her. That's why I wanted to have her here, because it's not easy balancing these things, and you are doing really, really well doing them. And that's why I wanted you to be here to encourage people. So while we're still talking, I'm just going to open up the floor.
I was going to
I will let you continue, but I just want to say, if you guys have any questions or anything about this topic, pregnancy, anything, please feel free to start sending them in, so that while we're discussing, I would start throwing them. And you see, Tosin, your people are hyping me. You see, when I was hyping now, you're saying that. See them. She's amazing. Love her page. Tosin is my fave. Yes, Tosin is the best. No cap. See, so I'm not watching you. Your people even know. So guys, this is your chance for you to use this opportunity. Any questions that you want to ask Tosin, even myself, I'm still learning. I'm still a baby in this business, but I think I've gathered knowledge from a few people from this show, and I'll probably have some things to share. So Tosin, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to. So I feel like this topic is talking about balancing your life, your work, motherhood, and everything. I also want to say that don't feel pressure to be superwoman. And the other day, someone had messaged me and said, Tosin, you always look so good when you go out. I mean, how do you have time to do your makeup? She was explaining to me that she also has a baby like me, and she doesn't remember when last time she actually even laid her wig to go out, that she just embraced. And I laughed, and I said to her that some days the dishes are left. I'm living alone. I don't live my life for the gram. I live my life for myself. Plates are not living things. I just prioritize. If I need to go out and I know I want to look nice, because how you look sometimes makes you feel good. Exactly. So I know that, excuse me, I want to look nice. If it's plates or my living room, you'll be all right. I go to my room, I brush my head, I move the dirty clothes to one side, I do my makeup. When I come back, I'll deal with it. And I'm not saying that this is an excuse, to be slothful or anything.
Yeah.
That just pick prioritize. At the end of the day, you know how you said your midwife was talking about your mental health. I tell my friends that are moms, and they always find it very ridiculous when I say that. I say I put myself first.
Yeah.
Child, the way I love her, I can never quantify it. But I need to understand that. And even airlines, you know, they say mother's love. I know the sacrifices I can and I continuously make for my child. But when it comes to, you know, I sometimes, maybe even when maybe I take my bath, I say, hold on, let mommy brush her teeth. I'll come and feed you.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
You suppress yourself, your health, your beauty, everything so much. You raise that child, now talks back at you because it will happen.
Definitely.
That's all I've done for you. No one asked you to do so.
Yes, don't lose yourself. Exactly.
Balance for me is, at the end of the day, is still putting my needs first, my well-being first, in such a way that when I go out, I don't feel like motherhood has taken anything from me. Instead, it's added knowledge to me.
Exactly.
It's added more empathy to me. You know, when I go on the bus, Ira is a lot older now, she can walk. And you know how when you go on the bus and you get to sit, sometimes if I sit, I stand up. I tell her, come and take my seat. If I'm not carrying a lot of stuff and I see a new mom struggling with her, so I'll be like, you know what, let me help you. Because now, before I might have thought the empathy, now I've felt it.
You felt it, which is different.
So the way I see motherhood is not from a place of sufferhead. No, I see it from a place of an opportunity to even be more gracious, you know, to others.
Yes.
So I was just going to say that, you know, like... So
no, what you said is really, really important. And it's not just about balancing baby, marriage, and losing yourself. Because, fine, you might be doing your career. So people that actually get into career and then they forget that your outward look and your self-care basically is very, very important. And I cannot stress this enough, because especially for new moms, because they get so carried away with, oh, baby, and then you're like, oh, how do you do it? How are you looking good? How are you slaying? Especially for me, like for me personally, like you said, speak from your own. I try I try my best to still, you know, put out content and stuff. And I know me, I'm more on fashion, and apart from now I started fitness and all this, and more about, it's not like I'm a superficial person, but I just believe in looking good. And this is something that I know that actually helps. You might not know, but it actually helps your confidence and your mental state, especially after being a new mom. Because this little thing, it doesn't have to be you going to rub all the makeup in the world. Like you said, just waking up in the morning, finding that little time to wash, do your morning routine on your face, brush your teeth. You know, if it's for me, those are the things. When I wake up in the morning, I give him his food. I keep him with his dad, or I just leave him in his cot, and I just go straight, wash my face, wear my workout. I'm sure you know, for those that follow me, I must work out every day. It's not, and some people are just like, oh, how do you do this? But for me, that is my escape. That's one of the things that I've always been doing that before I had a baby, but it's also something that keeps me going. It might just be 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be anything, but it helps me. So you find that thing that you do that keeps you going. It doesn't have to be you looking, but looking good is good business, guys. I can't stress. I can't stress that enough. You know,
I think I've come to understand. This from childbirth, because even from getting married, is that I just want, because I know a lot of single people will probably be watching this.
Yeah.
But once you get married, responsibility will fall on your head, or loving to look will automatically happen. No, like whatever it is that you know that you're required to do, start doing it.
Yeah.
You're not going to suddenly love to start making your wig look nice. You need to start doing it now. Like, actually, I like the fact that I said that things you're already doing before. Like for me, I remember that when I had my baby, it wasn't even a no-brainer. I still continue praying every morning because it's something that I've been doing for years. No 10-hour labor can suddenly make me forget something that I've been doing for years. So I would just also want. Person said smelling great. It's actually true.
Yeah.
That's where your perfume, and suddenly you feel like boss woman, you know?
Yes, it could be anything that works for you. It doesn't have to be what me have to say and say right now. It might just be you maybe going to the spa, even taking a shower. Because you'll be surprised how many people forget when you become moms that they actually have not. You might go days. It might sound weird to be like, okay, what's that? But trust me, it's happening to some people. Taking a shower is self-care in itself. I think that for me, that was my escape within the first few months. I was getting a big tip. I would tell my husband, can you just hold baby? You know? Yeah, I pinned there are a few things I'll be writing down so I don't forget, but let's quickly try and answer some. Someone actually asked a question, said, what sacrifices did you have to make trying to balance all this? That's your marriage, business, and baby. So did you have to make any sacrifices?
I mean, I I'm not off the top of my head. None is coming to mind as much. Yeah, I remember. Okay, so in my church, I used to work in the technical unit, and I just resumed back now.
Yeah.
And I remember that when I was just before, I think the pandemic lockdown started when I was about maybe, I think it was in March. I was maybe already 5 months pregnant, 6 months.
Yeah.
And see this one perfume business, lol.
Yeah, I know. I was literally writing it down. So don't worry, I'll remind you.
I thought to myself, and something that used to come to my mind is that, listen, excellence is not just being you, it's replicating yourself in other people. So I started recruiting like new students. I said, like, I'll try. I'll call, resume early just to train them. So that for me to let go, the church will not feel like
avoid, exactly.
I think that really helped me a lot because, as I said, you realize that some things that you think only you could do, even cooking, other people can do it, probably even better than you. You understand what I'm saying? Also, something I learned from Miss Ibuka Weshika, you say that anything that somebody else can do like me or better than me, and I can pay for it, I do it. If the resources are there. So as I said, I'm like, even in my church, I serve in my church, but I knew that, waking up really, really early, coming to church, being heavily pregnant, cramped in a small technical, I really love doing my job. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm always showing all the, I really loved it, but I knew that was a sacrifice. So I just, someone is cracking me up.
Someone is hyping you, Papa. So see, your Papa will be proud of us.
So even if that sacrifice of, not being there for those last, and there was even no need to eventually because we went on lockdown, I was happy that I was able to replicate that skill in other young people now. So I'll say maybe that's one. Another thing I'll also say maybe balance is like maybe the faff time, and you know what I mean, like the time that you spend faffing. Maybe before just go on Instagram. I love comedy pages. I laugh. But like now, I'm like, I beg, let me go. Now I don't play with my afternoon nap. I sleep very well for like 2 hours, just to be well rested. So
that's you'll be surprised because for me, I find it really hard sleeping in the afternoon, and this is something that I'm trying to learn. So even if it's just a power nap or just lie down for 15 minutes, you'll be surprised how far that goes. And someone actually said something about that now. Well, I have. Let's just quickly answer that. She said, "What do you do when baby isn't ready to sleep and you are sleepy?"
And that's my own life every day. You know when people talk, like, wow, so lovely. This is my Pekin. As long as I'm awake, she's awake. So I just entertain her. Maybe we sing or I just on my computer. She's very intrigued with what I do, and I don't know why. When I'm on my laptop, she just like this till she sleeps off. I don't have any hack, and that's the thing. People always feel like, when you tell people the truth, they don't like the truth.
Of course.
One story. I tickle her, I touch crown of her head, I bath her.
Let's not be deceiving ourselves. There's no magic. If baby is going to sleep, baby will sleep.
Baby is hungry, baby will eat. It's because baby is not hungry, baby does not want to eat, except baby is not feeling so well. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I see, if you, I don't sweat the sleep. I don't want to sleep, okay. My people, the child that does not want his mother to sleep. You too will not sleep.
You too will not sleep,
myself.
Okay, there are a lot of things that they have been writing, so let me just quickly go through one of them. So there was a very important question. I think it was from Ify Simba. I don't know if that's your name. I think that was your handle. You said something. She mentioned something that we spoke about in the midst of some other conversation about sex in marriage, and she said that that's something that is like we said it, that some people forget about that when you become brother and sister in the house. So she was like, she has been struggling with that, and how do you make that work? So
I think you're not in the marriage with you. You're the one that knows your husband. You know
exactly.
Self as well. I've had people that tell me that it's not even the men, that the men keep trying, but they up to him. So we don't know the situation. Obviously, we don't expect you to give too much information on someone's life. But I would say, do you want to have sex? If you want to, maybe start from tonight. It's still early. Go and bath after this live. Text your husband if it's not working or if it's working.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that, sometimes the truth is so obvious, or people just need other people to, except maybe as we said earlier, maybe something that maybe more innate. You're not feeling wet enough, you're not getting turned on. Then that's another, I'm not a sex expert. I don't know if Amaka is, but maybe it's just a case of timing. Maybe you're still co-sleeping. Want me to sleep in our bed. I just move her to one side. Don't spoil my phone, please. Somebody's cracking that. Keep your hot sauce. So I like somebody asked the question, Amaka, and I don't know if you've missed this. Someone said time management.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I was just about to say now. So we have about 10 minutes because this live is it goes for 1 hour. So what happens if there are some questions? Josie, please give us another, please 15 minutes. Harry, baby, don't cry. So guys, if this goes off, I'm going to come back again. So you guys should join because we have some questions that I'm sure that a lot of people would like to hear the answer about. So if you have time, please join us for another 10-15 minutes and we'll wrap up. Try to wrap up quickly. But let's just start with the little time that we have. So but Tosi, before we get into time, I definitely wrote that I start that because it's something that you spoke about in one of the questions that I asked you earlier, but we'll come back to that. But before we go into that, there's some people that have mentioned stuff about when we randomly just said it, but about looking good, smelling good, and also about couple time. So Tosi has already said about, and I also added to what she said, personal hygiene, personal self-care, self-love. I don't know for me is taking a walk, is fitness. For me is taking out time to create content, fashion videos. I lose myself in that. I forget that I have a baby at that point in time. Not that I'm not forgetting, because obviously I can see him there, but it does. That's my happy place. So find what works for you. Tosi has said is also looking good,
How many times do I even go now? Me, if you see the way I eat, as in I eat not in portions, but the way I serve myself.
Yes, like a queen. I see it on your story.
Yeah. I put my cutlery, my serviettes, my fruits. When I eat in my house, nobody disturbs me. I cross my leg. I savor the meal.
Of course.
Like, I just want to give a flip side to, maybe fitness.
Yeah.
So, I just slow down and smell the roses. As a mom, because maybe you're the one cooking, you just take 3 spoons, you serve your food inside ice cream bowl. You just, no.
Don't say anyhow.
Oh, me, I have my tray, I put my cutlery, and I enjoy. Just when you finish it, you now take that glass of juice. My God, I just feel so refreshed. Since I joined Instagram, if I used to tell people that my name was maybe Shola, everybody will be calling me Shola till now. Nobody will know my real name is Tosin, right? Except when people know me from way back. But also, if they know that the way when you eat and you take care of yourself is your time, nobody's going to come and disturb you.
Yeah.
Like in that moment, she'll be doing diaper. This is Tosin time to enjoy her lunch or her breakfast or whatever. So that's why I had to just give a different perspective to that.
Oh, no, definitely. That's like we said. That's what I was saying from the beginning. It could be anything. It's even the things that you don't classify as self-care. After being a mom, trust me, those little things go a long way. It actually does go a long way. Even if you're sitting out in front of the mirror and giving affirmations for your day, it's self-care. It's you trying to give yourself, make yourself feel better about yourself and bring positivity into your life, basically. So a few questions coming in. So let's just answer the next one, which was time management. And she said that 12 hours in a day isn't just enough. So how do you balance this?
I would say one thing, and as I said, the beauty about this is just what works for me, is that one thing that is a game changer in my life is waking up early. Some days by 1 p.m. I feel so accomplished because I've been up since morning, and it sounds so simple, but when you wake up early, you're off your bed, you're taking a shower, as you said, Amaka. You've all the mundane tasks, cleaning up the house, all those stuff. You've already done it. It starts. You'll be surprised that you have so much time you can actually afford. And I think for me, I'm going to link it to another question, so we'll answer 2 questions in one.
Yeah.
That's what helps me to be so productive. If by the time I've woken up early, maybe
sorry, Tosin. I don't know I don't know how your phone is placed, but some people are saying that your mic, I kind of noticed it at first, but I wasn't sure, that your mic is breaking a bit when you're talking. So if you could, yeah.
Let me try to adjust this. I'm sorry, guys. Okay.
It's fine. And for people that are just joining, we have 5 minutes. So if this goes off, we're going to come back. I'll start the live again and add Tosin, so we can just answer the questions that we have. So please give us a little more of your time this beautiful Friday. Thank you. So Tosin, you were saying, go ahead.
Better now?
Yeah, definitely can hear you.
Okay, just if that's the case. Maybe for the next.
Okay.
Okay, so I was just saying, I think for me, that's just, I would say how I say products, like the hours, and also being very protective of your time. I know not everyone is privileged, as I said, be able to delegate. Someone that has something that will delegate responsibility.
Exactly.
Also, just being very protective of your time. You'll be surprised how much time we spend doing things that do not give us results or make us feel fulfilled. You know, morning, I have something on Alexa that says, "Alexa, start my morning." So it will tell you name three things that if you do today, if you accomplish today, it will make you feel fulfilled. So it could be doing the laundry, maybe washing all your wigs, maybe replying all your emails. And once you do those three, you're surprised that every other thing is so slow paced. There's no pressure.
Exactly, because the main things are kind of off your list already.
I would say, as I said, waking up early, just getting and being very protective of your time. Don't spend your time see, Instagram is not going to go away. This that you want to just it's still going to be there. But if you have things that are time bound, that's why it makes it feels like the 12 hours is not enough. Just get on with it. And I said, it's about putting yourself first. I have emails. Baby, you're crying. I'll just be rubbing your head and I'm sending my emails. You'll be good.
Like seriously, that happened to me. I think it was this morning. My husband came down, I was working out, and baby was crying. And I was walking out, I was saying, 10 minutes, mommy has to do this. 10 minutes. And then my husband was looking at me. I was like, yeah, this is mommy's time. 10 minutes. And he was crying. And I'm like, you'll be fine.
I just want to add something. You know, previously, before when I had the baby, she just I'm running. Like I was like, what's wrong? You know, there's so, but maybe because now she's a year old and a few months. My friend, if I'm talking to my friend on the video, she's like, she's crying. I'll be like, I know my child. No,
you have toned that out.
Like
nothing is happening.
You'll be and I want you don't send too much and you're not making a fuss about it. They find their rhythm. So I also think that you know, not just being a helicopter, like just give yourself peace. So I would say that's what works for me. Yours might not apply, but this one
like we say, this is us sharing real experiences, and it's not for you to. It's for you to take it and see if it works for you or learn from it, basically. But we are not saying, oh, you have to do what I'm doing or what Tosin is doing. But this is just to encourage you, to let you know that these things are possible if you actually manage your time well and find a way. What works for you is what's the best. So someone said, wait until you have 3, and if you are cooling your legs and arms. Auntie, don't worry, I stop at 2. I do the one. I won't do what passes my power. I'm sorry.
Funny how, and I know we still have to go. It's so interesting that people don't realize the willpower that God has given us beyond. Like it's just the same way me and my husband, and I thank God for that opportunity. I don't, you know, the same man proposes, God disposes. About this, that.
Yeah.
Purposely decided that we do not want children until the 3rd year of our marriage. People leave their life to chance, and then they're surprised when life happens. No, I take hold of my life, and this is what I've found has worked for me. So like, if you want to be married today and give birth tomorrow, you have to bear the consequences and the responsibilities.
Of course.
So to each their own, really. I don't want 3 children because I know I don't have the capacity.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. My love, I can't kill myself.
And you know, the thing is, never say never. If I feel I have the capacity, when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it.
That's because my husband used to say something. He'll be like, so when his siblings, especially when you're putting S, just be praying. Maybe the second one might be twins. Maybe God has decided. But my love, I'm not at this point. I'm not really sure.
My husband doesn't even want more than 1 child, so it's a privilege. Do you understand?
It is well. We have a few questions we need to run through. So instead of the thing just going off, I'm just going to end it and come back now because it's already, I'm sure in a few seconds it will go off. So I'm just going to end it. But Tosin, please check your mic again because someone actually did say something about it. I'm hearing you well, but I don't know, for some reason some people are still complaining. But please check that before I add you in another minute. Okay? All right, guys, please join back.